Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm glad that you're here today. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that we're live and direct and we can connect today. I am excited. So come on in. Come on in. Today we're talking about how to overcome adversity and stress. Three things that work. Now, when I'm recording it is Wednesday. So it is the middle of the week. And if you have not experienced stress by now, you will. You will. So I see you all coming in the room. I see you, Ebony. I'm excited about it. And so what I want to do is I want to talk about how to overcome adversity and stress. So I had the privilege when I was at the University of Michigan getting my doctorate degree. I had the privilege of of working with a doctor by the name of Dr. Chris Peterson. All right, I had the pleasure of working with Dr. Chris Peterson, who is one of the pioneers in something called positive psychology. Positive psychology, and positive psychology is he wanted to study why is it that people do amazingly well versus not doing well under the same circumstances. Why is it that two people can be under stress and be under pressure, and one can come out and be a champion and the other one gets addicted to drugs, right? And what he found was some of the three things that we talk about, and I'm also going to apply it to your faith. So right now, let's just as we're thinking about this right now, what are some typical ways that you deal with stress? Let me know. How do you deal with stress? I want you to actually think about what's in your life right now and what is your approach, and then I'm going to give you a different approach today. I'm gonna give you a different approach today. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So I'm writing this down as we speak right now. All right. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. All right. Number one is Dr. Peterson sat down, y'all, and he said, you know what? I figured out what's the difference between someone who has the same amount of stress and they succeed, and then someone who actually folds under pressure. I found out. And what he found was it was their explanatory style. So let me break that down. That means that when there's a stressful event that happens, it's called A. So it's ABC. So a stressful event happens A, and then there's a belief about the stressful event, and then there's a C, a consequence. So we move, we behave based on how we believe, right? But what we believe is based upon what's happened and the step in between. So there's a negative event that's happened. What you believe is the explanatory style is in between there. How you explain what's happening to yourself is the number one thing that's going to help you. Is the first thing that's going to help you to overcome adversity. Does that make sense? It is the first thing that's going to help you overcome adversity is your ability to explain. I see you, TDM. Does that make sense? So it's like, so for instance, all right, let's say um let's do some modern day stress right now. Let's say you are stressed about what's happening in our country. All right. In America, race relations I'm not going to say at an all time low, but in the last couple of years, last decade, we are going in the opposite direction. Right. And so we can have an event where there's racial unrest and social unrest in our country, especially looking at what just happened in Montgomery, Alabama, right? We look like, okay, how are people going to perceive that? Is going to be retaliation? Is that going to just be a one-off? People just realize that the people were not doing the right thing and got, and got, hold on, I'm trying to adjust something, and just didn't do the right thing, and that's what happens. Or are they going to look at it as far as color is concerned? They're going to look at race. Are they going to look at race? Okay. All right. So there we go. It's making some adjustments. All right. So All right. So explaining it. So one way to look at it is, and we're talking about how to overcome stress and adversity if you just joined. One way to look at it is how you explain it like, man, you know what, we're going backwards. Race relations are going to get progressively worse, and then we're gonna have civil war. Right? Whereas another person's gonna look at it and say, you know what? We are at a bad spot. It is time for us as leaders, as the church, to step up and start having conciliatory conversations where Christians have to take the lead, believers have to take the lead, leaders have to take the lead to be able to handle things differently because I need to be able to do something about that. All right. So the first person that's worried and not doing anything about it and this believes like it's only a matter of time before things fall apart. All right, that person is going to be worried and anxious and not sleep. But the second person under the same anxiety is going to be able to step up and lead and be the next Dr. Martin Luther King, be the next Rosa Parks, be the next whomever it is that's going to reconcile America into one America, or at least being able to coexist. Does that make sense? All right. All right. So I appreciate you, Karen. I appreciate you all buying badges. All right. So y'all got it. So explanatory style. All right. So I want someone to just to drop something in. I want you to drop something in. All right. That is stressing you, and we're gonna reframe it. All right. So the first thing is how you explain what is happening, and you need to be able to explain it in the positive. You need to be able to explain it in the positive. Law, y'all know I always bring y'all something. And Karen, I do appreciate the badge. You know, I always bring y'all something, right? So let's do this right quick with explanatory styles, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so excited, y'all. Let's do it. All right. So here's a scenario. Y'all want to play scenario? Remember that Tribe Called Quest? So what's the scenario? I'm gonna give you some scenarios, right? Because I want you to be mentally stronger. I want you to have resiliency and grit. Really, really quickly. Do you know do you know that when they looked at the world's most successful people, they found out that they have five qualities, five characteristics? And Paul Tuff wrote a book on how children succeed, saying these are the five things we need to teach our children if they're going to succeed. These are the five things we need to teach our children to succeed. And number one, I'll do one on those five another time. But number one on that list, family, number one on that list, do you know what it was? Resiliency, grit, resiliency/grit, the ability to have stress and use it to level up versus to fold up. All right, so this is a very critical live, critical video as you're watching. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to change your explanatory style to think about something positively. So there's going to be stress. How you think about the stress is going to determine what you believe and how you behave. All right, so scenario number one. All right, I appreciate y'all coming in. I know the signal was whack at first, but I'm glad y'all are here. All right, listen, y'all. Scenario number one. You have started a new job with a 90-day trial. Your manager said that they would like to take you to lunch to become more familiar with the rest of the team. After 6 weeks, the lunch has yet to be scheduled. Okay, here we go. Come on, y'all. Drop it in the chat. How do you? All right, so let's go negative first, all right? Because that's what we tend to do first. Like we have, I think we talked about of all the thoughts we have. I think the most of them, unless you're trained, are negative throughout the day. I'll look up that stat, but it's some whopping number that maybe 70 to 80% of our thoughts sometimes can be negative. So here's a scenario again, right? You just started a new day. You're on a 90-day trial, so it's 3 months. Manager said, I'm gonna take you to lunch so you can become more familiar with the team. But it's been 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. So it's been a month and a half, right? 45 days, and the lunch is yet to be scheduled. All right. One, what's the explanatory style? All right. If we think about this negatively, look, the manager is a liar. The manager has forgotten. The manager is not interested in me working there past 90 days. All right. So why would they invite me to lunch if they're just going to fire me in 45 days anyway? I'm not doing a good job. I'm not learning fast enough. Oh my God. I just got this job and I'm going to get fired. And then I'm not going to have enough money to pay the bills. I'm going to have to explain to my next employer why I got fired after 45 days. I'm not going to have benefits because It takes 90 days for them to put you on benefits if I am under a 90-day trial period. I don't have a 401k. Oh my goodness, every employer is going to see me as damaged goods, right? Or maybe there's racism, although that might be true. All right, there's racism here, and the manager, or sexism, or classism. They don't want to take me out, right? All right, so well, what do we so explanatory? All right, so bam. So do you see how if you have a negative explanatory style, it's going to affect what you believe? And if you believe that the manager's forgotten about you, or discriminating against you, or doesn't care about you, and is going to fire you, you're going to behave accordingly. You're going to behave accordingly. All right, so let me read y'all comments because this is for y'all, right? All right. So what do? Right? So a positive explanatory style, which y'all are dropping in, y'all. I want y'all to practice this. All right. Um, I appreciate you, September's Angel. Right. I'm gonna stop calling y'all by y'all Facebook names. All right. But I'm gonna say what y'all want me to say because y'all might not want your real names on here. But positive would be like, all right, this is what y'all are saying. This is what y'all are dropping in. Hope y'all having fun. All right. One, Drew says this is a reflection of management style of follow through. All right. So this may have nothing to do with me. This might have something to do with management. And if I come in and I level up, I might be management, or I might need to look for another job because if this is how management is, they may sabotage my ability to be here. So this is not me. This is management. So A plus for Drew. Right. Okay. So Lofton's popping in, and he's the VP of HR. So you're talking about a big dog that deals with this stuff every single day. All right. So explanatory style, right? This is what we're looking for. Like when you're dealing with life, how you explain things is super duper important. All right. I'm having to go back to all these comments. All right. Someone would say, yo, what's up with that lunch though? All right. All right. So there it is. So one would say, hey, hey, manager, what's up with the lunch? Right now, the only way you would do that is if you believe that the manager's heart was in the right place, or he or she needs a subtle or maybe not so subtle, moderate nudge to link me in because I need to know my teammates. I need to see what's going on. I don't want to be at work and be isolated, right? So you would explain it to yourself in a different way. All right. Someone said, Raina said, I'm an introvert, so it wouldn't bother me. So Rayner's explanatory, Mary Rayner. So Mary would say, this is actually the best case scenario for me, right? Because I don't want to have lunch with a bunch of people anyway. I just want to come to work and do what I need to do and don't bother me and let me go home. Leave me alone. This is the best job I could possibly have. I'm so glad they did lip service to the lunch meeting because now I can do my work and I don't have to put on a smiley face for someone I don't like. All right. Someone said, you know what? I didn't make it. The management didn't make it a priority. Also, communication might be weak. I say do nothing. I say do nothing. So, explanatory style. This does not mean very much. This is neutral. They communicated it. Maybe it's just something they just say. Like we're gonna link you in with the team, but it's not something that was like scheduled. And other people who've worked here never got their lunch either. This is just how management is, or this was just something that was said kind of in passing. It wasn't real. They kind of figure I've already met my team by now, so it's no need for that lunch. So this is neutral. This doesn't mean good or bad. So I'm explaining it to myself, right? Luana said maybe the manager is busy and would have follow up long before 6 weeks, or maybe the manager will follow up later. The manager is busy, right? And maybe it's planned. He did say that we'd like to take you to lunch to become more familiar with the team, but it didn't say when. When. So maybe there's a big team luncheon that's happening and it's just not there yet. Or maybe the manager is super busy because he or she is hiring and it wants to do one lunch with everyone at the same time. Are y'all feeling me on this? This is believing. So when we start talking about having faith, and I'm talking to my believers, if you believe that God put you in that decision, put you in that opportunity for a reason, how we believe, how we walk things out matters because it affects how you feel. It affects your beliefs, and our beliefs are affected by the stories we tell ourselves and the emotions we feel based upon how we explain it to ourselves. All right. Piece of Hope said, he or she would say, I would sarcastically ask the manager when the lunch date was supposed to be. All right. So that's someone with good EQ. Good EQ is emotional intelligence, right? So I'd be like, yo, manager, man, I'm hungry. I've been waiting about 45 days for that lunch. What's up with that shrimp though? What's up with that shrimp cocktail though? What's up with that? So I would use my personality and my humor, but be I would be soft and direct by saying I need that lunch, lunch on you. You get what I'm saying? Explanatory style. Number two. All right, let's do another one because I want y'all to get stronger at this. All right. And this is what we do actually in counseling. For those I don't want to go to counseling. All right, how about come to self-development class? All right, number two. All right, say a neighbor you have been on good terms with no longer stops to chat when you see them coming and going. All right. So a neighbor, y'all speak all the time. Y'all been on good, but recently in the neighborhood, right? Y'all don't really speak. Y'all miss each other. All right. It seems something is going on. There's a chill in the air. There's something amok. Something's amok. What's the negative style? What are you thinking? What could be happening? So there's someone. It could be a neighbor. It could be a colleague, and there seems to be some friction in the hallway, some friction in the neighborhood that they go out of their way not to talk to you, right? Or they keep it short. What's your explanatory style? So the negative would think what, y'all? Come on. The negative might think what? Let's be honest. The negative might think neighbor acting funny. Neighbor doesn't like me. Maybe the neighbor has heard something about me and no longer wants to be my friend. Maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe I've done something to offend the neighbor. Maybe the neighbor was being fake the entire time. Maybe the neighbor's being fake all the time, and he or she, their true colors are now coming out. Do y'all get it? All right. So negative explanatory style is going to hurt your level of belief and hurt your ability to deal with stress. All right. Come on now. I see Doc talking about she would throw chairs. See, using humor. You don't throw chairs at the neighbor. Don't do what Doc says, even though she is joking. All right. So explanatory style, y'all. All right. So, but we'd say now, what if positive explanatory style? What if the neighbor just got diagnosed with cancer? Right? And he or she is not feeling like themselves and trying to figure out what stages is in, what treatment to get. What if the neighbor has a stomach ache? Let's make it less severe. What if the neighbor just got some distressing news? What if the neighbor is feeling gassy? Let's just keep it a buck, right? The neighbor doesn't feel good and doesn't want is avoiding you because they don't smell good, right? Or maybe the neighbor is avoiding you because maybe they think that they're annoying you by speaking, right? And they're trying to give you a break and not wear you out because someone told them that it's going too much, right? So what would you do? Right. So Karen just say, hey, what up, neighbor? You don't seem like yourself. What everything good? I'm not trying to be intrusive. Right. Someone says this is happening, to their neighbor right now. My conscience is clear. Right. The topic today, y'all, is how to overcome adversity. Three things that work. So first is your explanatory style, and we're going through these different scenarios. Now let me keep it real. All right, let me do let's do this. Let's do the friend one, right? A friend promised to spend the day with you this weekend, and they just called to cancel. I hate that, right? Even though I've done it. All right. This is the third time. Hold on, this is getting juicy. That's the third time they've canceled, and then they rearranged, and the excuse really isn't clear as to why they keep putting off your time together. Ooh, come on now. Hey, Sherelle, I see you. What do you do? So basically, the scenario is we're trying to see if you can change the way you explain it to yourself because how you explain things to yourself matters when it comes to what you believe and how you feel and how you behave. So, one way to overcome stress is to explain it to yourself in the most accurate way that's positive, right? So, you have a friend that's called to counsel. This is the third time, and the excuse doesn't really make sense. All right. All right. What's the negative thing to think is what? What's the obvious one? The obvious one is they don't like you. They don't care about your time. They are inconsiderate. They are disrespectful. They only this it's a friendship of convenience. When they want to hang with you on their time, they will, but honoring your commitment will not work. Right? That they don't do it, right? And you'll start thinking that you don't have a friend. And it may be true. We have to investigate it, right? All right. But can anyone think of the positive spin? And the reason I picked that one is if you can find the positive possibility. Now, I'm not talking about making something up because then you're gonna be out of the realm of reality. If you can find a positive possibility, all right, then you're gonna actually have more grit and resilience under duress. You're gonna stay steady in that storm. Are y'all feeling me? Are y'all feeling me in that? So what's the positive, y'all? I'm not gonna do all the work today. What could be going on with that friend that has canceled 3 times and the explanation is weak? Oh, come on, Mary. Come on, Mary. A plus to Mary. Mary said it could be social anxiety. Come on now. Come on now. It could be social anxiety. It could be that your friend is experiencing social anxiety. Like for whatever's happened, we don't ever sign up for the day that we feel socially anxious. It just happens. So it could be that their friend all of a sudden just become anxious, right? Two, it could be that something has happened to that person, right? Happened to that person and they're just all over the place. They are overwhelmed with life and they have the best intentions of connecting with you, and they are giving you an excuse because they feel kind of weird about canceling and they just kind of made something else because they don't want you to know that they have social anxiety. They don't want to out themselves. Does that make sense? Or it could be that that person is so stressed and so disorganized right now that they can't even keep up when they're supposed to go to work, the kids appointment, much less an appointment for connecting with friends. Now, does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. So let's talk about it when it comes to believing. All right. And then I'm gonna share. Then I'm gonna go spiritual on y'all. Right. Um. Let's in the Bible. Remember, Noah was instructed to build a boat. All right. Problem was when Noah was instructed to build a boat, it wasn't raining. There was no crisis. Nothing was going on. Right. Nothing was going on. Right? And he could choose to explain how you explain it. God doesn't know what he's talking about. He told me to build a boat, and nothing's happening right now. It's sunny outside. But his explanatory style was okay, this is God. He did create the heavens and the earth. Maybe he knows something I don't know. So I'm just going to, maybe God knows what he's talking about, and I'm just going to build a boat. And worst case scenario, I built a boat for no reason that looks good, but maybe I need the boat. Does that make sense? All right. All right. So someone says communication is key. Doc says communication is key and would speak to them and check on them for a better understanding when it comes to the neighbors. He's just coming, it was just coming through. All right. Sherelle is saying first cancel, life happens, second cancel, you playing and don't respect my time, and third time now. That's the way the negative piece will go. Right. And sometimes people are that way. We have to assess it. All right. Um and someone say, hey, I would feel rejected. I would absolutely feel rejected. All right. And someone said, okay, this is the third time, so you let me know when you want to arrange something, right? And someone else would say, BJ says it's not always about me, and I can't always control. So I would likely say, let me know when you're ready, right? So I see these things. After the second time, I would have been done. You guys are saints, all right? So y'all keeping it real. No, but like in life, something happens. Things don't happen the way they're supposed to. Can I just be transparent? All right. So I have a meeting connect. I have 2 people who want to have meetings with me. Three, actually, there are 3 people I want to meet with a lot. All right. And all 3 of them have been rescheduled. All 3 have been rescheduled for various reasons. Some on me. One, I want to meet with someone who's so amazing in the YouTube space, but we had to reschedule. Another person is someone I really respect what she brings to the table when it comes to TV, and film, and she has to reschedule, right, for the second time. All right. And then the third person is someone who I respect and is a Christian psychiatrist, right? And she said she had something on her spirit, and she sent me a series of TD Jake sermons that have had me on fire, and she's rescheduled, right? And so I can think, you know what, the 3 people who I'm excited about meeting with, well, I feel like this will be elevation for my platform and my career and get me in front of people and teaching and doing the things that God is telling me to do. They've all been delayed, but the way I explain it to myself, right, is positive. All right, I explain it to myself that, like, you know what, busy people are hard to connect with. Everyone that wants to connect with these people except maybe the president or Oprah. I'm sure Oprah can get a meeting. No one cancels on Oprah, right? They're busy, and we're gonna have to work around their schedule. Two, school just started, right? Everyone's moving and grooving differently with school just starting, and in TV and film, this is a different time. There's certain things that are under time crunch to come out because they're under strike and whatnot. And these are very important people. And I'm with, even after reschedule 17 times to get a meeting with them, they are that important enough for me to go 17 times rescheduled to get to the 18th time to have the meeting that can change my life, or for us to be able to partner and do God's will. Y'all understanding that? All right. All right. So I hear Tamika, you're saying maybe I missed it, but who's initiating the outing? Could the counselor be the yes person and just have good intentions? Yes, that's another way. So what we're talking about today is how to overcome adversity. So when storms come, when negativity comes, how you think about it is what distinguishes those who are resilient and gritty and successful and grow from hardship versus those who fold. And we all have a tendency to fold, and we get the choice to be able to grow or fold, right? Someone says, you know what, that person may not have the money, and they don't want to share that. Oh, especially if it's men, right? Hey, I was gonna take you to lunch, but I don't have any money. No, we never gonna say that. We're gonna say my stomach hurt, my car is not working, and you see us on, driving to the, doing a video in the car, right? Which doesn't jive, right? Y'all get it? All right, y'all get it? Oh, was someone dropping scripture? Hold on. Oh my goodness. I think I saw someone says that's a good point, about Moses, right? Noah. We were talking about Noah. Okay, we got it. But Moses went through the same thing, right? Oh, here it is. Moses was asked to lead the people out of, into the promised land, right? And doing that, he came to this water. He was like, look, they're chasing me. I'm about to die. God, why would you have me here? Why would you have me here about to die? And they're about to kill me. Here they come. And you just walk me through a sea? How are we going to swim through a sea with all these chariots and luggage and old people? And how you going to swim across the whole sea? Right? His explanatory style, well, God, I'm glad that you are God, Jehovah Jireh, because you better do something. Otherwise, we're going to die. What was the point of leaving? You wouldn't have me. This explanatory style with Moses in the moment. You wouldn't bring me this far to get to the sea just so we can die. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't fit. That doesn't even fit the test. That doesn't even fit your word. That doesn't fit what we've read. This doesn't fit the scrolls. It doesn't fit the stories. It doesn't fit our prayer life. It doesn't fit what you've told me to do. So I've gotten to this point. I know I don't see a way as a human being. All right. But God, you do something. You do something, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get to a point in your life where it's not going to make sense. I don't care if you're the head of HR. I don't care if you're a doctor, this and that. I don't care if you're a minister, this and that. I don't care if you've been married for 40, 11 years, as the country saying. I don't care how long you've been married. It does not matter. There's going to be times in your life where you're just going to have to lean on your belief and say, all right, God, you wouldn't bring me all the way to my dream career for me to have racism just ruin everything. There must be some point. There must be something. Maybe this is going to bring some alertness, and it's gonna create enough controversy to get the racist people out. Or maybe you have something even better. What I was believing was my dream job. Maybe I needed to get to this job just to have this on a resume to actually get to the dream job that I didn't even know you had for me. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? All right, Son of Charles is saying Daniel's prayer was heard day one, but the message was upheld. Daniel's prayer was heard day one, but the message was upheld. I love it that y'all know y'all word. You feel me? So it's explanatory style. Now, number two, all right. Number two, the thing is going to help you out is I want you to remember the 4 Ds. Y'all have to write this down. I got this from Bishop Dale C. Bronner, who's my personal minister, all right, my personal pastor. All right. All right, 4 Ds. All right, 4 Ds. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to declare that you want more for your life, right? You're going to declare that you want more for your life. Go ahead and drop it if you want to share. What is it that you are declaring that you want more of in your life? And I'll share myself, I want more of a platform. I want to teach more people. God has called me to create media. I've been in media, I've been on everyone's shows. There's some shows I do want to get on, but God is like, son, I think it's time for you to create your own show. There's certain things that people need to see. There's people that I want on your show that they'll only come on your show because you have the show, right? They will not be invited by anyone but you. This is not about you. This is about them, and I need you to be the platform. I need you to be the. And so I've been declaring it because God has put it on my spirit. All right. So first thing you're going to declare. What are y'all declaring? All right. What is it that you're declaring? All right. Because I promise you, right after you declare, fam, you're going to have distress. The second D is going to be distress. All right? Distress. As soon as you declare what it is that you want, right? As soon as Piece of Hope talks about more book sales and get the message out to America, but across the world, as soon as Pieces of Hope post that, I can promise you, second thing coming is distress. The website's gonna break. You can get a bad book review. I don't wish that on you. Your book's going to be amazing, and the internet's gonna go down in the middle of you doing one of your best lives ever. Something's going to happen. All right. Now, here's the cool thing. We need that distress because here's what happens. All right. Whenever you declare that you want more, God has to demolish what you currently have. If I go to the gym and I want to lift more weights, right? All right. I want to declare, I want to lift more weights. I want to get stronger, right? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to lift. And guess what's going to happen when I get home or the next morning? I'm going to feel distress in my chest. Why? My muscles are going to feel worse. I'm going to feel worse. I'm going to be in more pain than before I even walked into the gym. Why? Because my current body has to be demolished, has to be distressed. I have to be in pain so that God can give me the muscles that actually fit the declaration. Let me say that again. What I'm declaring is bigger, so God has to go back and reconstruct the base. He has to strengthen the foundation, so he has to demolish it and go wider because when you go higher, you need a wider base. You feel me? Someone says, once I get my business fully up and running, I lost all my business data 3 times. Listen, the devil is here to kill, steal, and destroy. People are saying distress is already happening in your life. So how we explain it is if I declared this to God and God, you told me to go after this, why would you have these things happen to me? As soon as I went for it, it's like you played me. That's a negative explanatory style. The positive one is like, okay, God, all right, this is a growing pain. You are actually breaking what's there. You're breaking mindset. You're breaking my comfort level. You're taking listen, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to try something and then your money's not going to be right. And it's going to force you to think about a lot more money. Because when we're comfortable, we don't take a lot of risk. But when we're uncomfortable and we have to go get it, when that doctor's bill is X amount of dollars, or that we find a way to go get that money, so that distress is happening. Does that make sense? Someone is declaring that a business will open up this year, that I am healed, and that my husband is righteous and loving and loyal. So I can promise you what's going to happen is going to be a lot of distress. You're going to say, hey babe, I want to have a better marriage. I want to go to this marriage retreat. I want to do this prayer challenge. I want to do X, Y, and Z. All right. And he's going to resist. And then y'all not going to speak for 3 days. And after 3 days, then you're going to be able to move to something else. So that's going to lead us to the third D. I want to thank you. That's going to lead us to the third D. So are y'all okay if we can reframe distress as a growing pain that naturally comes with growth? You can't grow unless you're uncomfortable. You can't grow. Like the comfort zone is a wonderful place, but nothing ever grows there. The Falcons can't be a great football team if they're not under any discomfort. They're in joint practices as I speak right now with the Miami Dolphins. You can best believe the Miami Dolphins are busting up whatever we thought was going to work on offense and defense. All right. And we need that distress to see, okay, that ain't working. That ain't working, to go back to the drawing board to get stronger. It's not that we are sorry, right? It's the fact that we are distressed because we declared that we have to be better. So one, it's going to be you declare, and right after you declare, it's going to come distress. It is part of the process. So I want you to reframe this as part as the process. All right. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. All right. Just stay right there, Sherelle. All right. Number three is development. So you're going to have declaration. You're going to have distress and demolition. Demolition. Demolition of what's there, right? So what's there is going to be gone. It's going to be, yeah, okay. And it's so that you can develop. See, out of that distress, you're going to develop the muscle, the skills, the mindset, the capital, the network, the 3 days of the stressful not speaking to be able the communication to go to counseling. Thank you. She is for ever Angie. See, if you read, you can get it. Thank you for buying a badge. I appreciate you. Right. So we're gonna have development. So remember, if I'm in the gym, right? And I declare I want a bigger body, y'all. And y'all hold me accountable, y'all. I'm in the gym heavy, y'all. Right? I'm in the gym heavy, right? If I'm in Montgomery, I need to be able to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's 5 people, I need to knock them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'm in the gym heavy, right? All right. And I have the stress, and I'm like, oh my goodness, my muscles hurt. Lord, I feel worse. Maybe this is not for me. No, I'm sorry. Now, after about a week, my chest is starting to develop. The gun show is starting to develop. I'm starting to see a stronger me as a result of the distress. If I just go into the gym and it's easy to throw up the weight and I'm never under distress, I'm not growing. I'm just maintaining what I'm having. All right. And in these world, you're probably decaying. Does that make sense? Y'all feel me? I'm decaying. And so, as you're developing these things, you realize I need to stress in my life. I need to stress in my marriage. I need to say, hey, baby, this is not working. We need to go to counseling or a retreat or do a 3 day fast or whatever the case may be. Whatever. I need to do something. And then our arguing, our knockdown, drag out, us sleeping in separate bedrooms actually was the thing that was needed for us to go to counseling to develop better communication, which we needed all around because we declared we wanted a better marriage. We declared we wanted to go into business together. We declared we wanted to raise our kids right. We declared that we did not want to have divorce be part of our legacy. We declared that we would do better. And right after we did that, God started breaking down the things that did not fit with our declaration. God will break the things that will not fit with your declaration. All right. You get what I'm saying? All right. And so that leads us to the 4D, fourth D, which is demonstration. See, now that you've declared and you've had distress and now you've developed, now the opportunities don't gonna come where you can demonstrate the skills, right? This a new you. So you're in a better marriage now and you can communicate in a way that's respectful to your husband, right? Or your husband is going to counseling and learn how to actually express his emotion without arguing, without making you feel unsafe, without shutting down. And so we're demonstrating the skills to be able to have a better marriage. We have a better marriage because of the things that we went through after you decreed and declared that you wanted something better. All right. You went through the distress. You went to HR. You found out that you had an ally in HR. That person out in HR actually ended up being your mentor and telling you how to deal with politics in an office environment so that you can understand corporate America. And then you've used that, and now you've become a leader on your team 2 to 5 years later because of the mentoring that would not have occurred had you not gone to HR, right? And spoken to Lofton, and he helped you to figure out how to deal with things corporately. It would have never happened. Are y'all getting it? It would have never happened. This is where you have to be, and this is, I'm gonna give y'all, this is the third one, right? Do y'all get it? Y'all get the 4 Ds? Declare, expect distress, because we're gonna have to grow to meet our declaration for what we want. We want more. You can't have more with what you already currently have. You got it? God will remove what doesn't align. I'm quoting Luana on that. right? He'll remove it. So we declare, and then we have that distress, and then we develop from the distress because we don't fold. We explain it to ourselves in a different way that God has me here. This is like Noah. This is like Moses. Moses and Noah were both very flawed individuals. Esther, for my ladies out there, Esther was a very flawed woman. She did not come from royalty. She was like, should I even be here? I'm Jewish, and the king doesn't even know it. Why would he pick me out of all these women? Right? And lo and behold, Esther was placed in a position to be the wife of the king so that she could be the reason that the Jews were saved. Her people, she set her people free. That was Esther. That was not a man. That was Esther. That was Esther. Esther was put in position, which we thought was distress, right? When in reality, Esther was positioned so that she could have the ear of the king to tell the king what to do. Come on, that'll preach right there for some married couples right there. That'll preach is that God knows where you are. And so if we're talking about this adversity and this grit, we are God, I understand what you're doing. I understand what is distress. I'm not gonna fold. I'm not gonna smoke my crack. I'm not gonna smoke my weed. I'm not gonna do this hookah. I'm not judging y'all. I'm just saying I'm not gonna use it for stress relief. I'm gonna keep a level mind. I'm gonna keep my head clear. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go 100%. I'm gonna get my water. I'm gonna get my prayer life. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go talk to my mentor, and I'm gonna do this thing. And from it, here come the profits. Here come the book sales, right? Because my book sales was so low, man. I decided, you know what? I ain't never done it, and I'm speaking this into existence. I'm just gonna call somebody. I'm gonna call a publicist and say, get me on the interview. Give me an interview. And I learned to actually got on the interview, got a radio interview, got a media interview. Why? Because I was so mad at my book sales. God put me under distress. I was so obsessed that I did something I would have never done, which is call a publicist. And now my book is blown up because I got on out of distress. And now I've demonstrated the ability to market my book because no one buys a book they never heard of. You never gonna go to the movies and watch a movie you've never heard of. You're gonna go up there, you're gonna be like, I ain't never heard of that movie. Right? You'll watch something bad before you watch something you never heard of. And we have to, I'm going to preach this as well. Some people don't know about your business because you don't like marketing. You don't like you don't like being up in front of the camera. You don't like people. You don't like to do ads, right? But the bills come in so high and your revenue comes in so low. You decide, let me try this Instagram reel. Right? Let me try the tickety talk. Right? Let me try Facebook ads. Let me try Instagram. Let me try telling people what's going on. Let me try a challenge. Let me try a challenge, y'all. Let me just do something I would normally do. You know what? Listen, a biological clock ticking. All right. I want to get married and have children, but the amount of men who calling me is zero. Let me go to the networking event. Let me go. I'm an introvert, but I'm gonna go to the networking event where the men are. I'm gonna go to a high-end gym where I'm giving y'all keys now. I'm gonna go to where men work out, and men work out typically in high-end gyms, right? Right. I'm just telling you, a lot of gyms. But I'm saying if you're looking for mostly men, you're gonna go to the gym memberships that cost the most money. You're gonna see that the ratio of men to women in those gyms are gonna be slanted towards more men. Why? Because men are going because they want to get a high level workout and eliminate the people that's in there that are playing, right? And so you're probably going to have a skewed audience of mostly men. Go to a sports bar, mostly men. Go to a cigar bar, mostly men. I don't smoke, but I'm not judging you. I just want you to be healthy, right? But if you're looking for men, or if you're looking for people who, yeah, Jason's talking about, my therapy counterpart, talking about not Planet Fitness. Brother, let me just be honest. I belong to Planet Fitness. Even though I work out all the time at home, I go to Planet Fitness because people are playing and I can get on the machines because they don't be doing anything, right? But if I go to other gyms, unless I go to the high-end gym, right, people on there doing 47 sets. I got to work in. I'm not trying to work in with anyone. I'm trying to get the speed I'm trying to get. But y'all get what I'm saying? So God has like moved you in this direction, right, of where you were supposed to be. And you go to the networking event, you go to the gym, and you see that there's 6 brothers in one day that you're attracted to who are also attracted to you, and you were reminded that you are beautiful and that you do have options and that you don't need to settle, right? And that changes everything, but you needed to be under distress to do something out of your comfort zone as an introvert, and you walked out of the gym with 6 different dates, 6 different phone numbers, 6 different people in your DMs that you want to be in your DMs, and you like, look at God. God, yeah, I declared I wanted to get married. He distressed the way I currently go about my life, which is not dating, not being social, having an avatar, no picture on my social media, so brothers can't even see what I look like. I don't have videos because people can feel my energy. I'm not socializing. I'm not going to events. I'm a man who wants to get married, but I can't tell you the last time I even had a conversation with a woman for her to feel my vibe. Maybe I should go. I should go to the gym where mostly women work out. Maybe I should go. Maybe I should go to church where mostly women are, right? Because they gonna see a brother. God distressed me enough to go to church, and I was able to join the singles ministry, which y'all know is 80%, typically 80% women, 20% men, which is good for men. You listen, brother, you got it. Y'all got it. Do y'all get it? So first explanatory style. Second one is we talked about the 4 Ds. And then the third one, I'm gonna give you all like a bonus, right? The third one, y'all. The third one is I need you to be an inverse paranoid. I got this term from Jack Canfield, right? His book Success Principles, and he talked about being an inverse paranoid, right? And this is going to fit with the explanatory style. All right. Instead of thinking that the world is against you, I want you to imagine that the world is conspiring for your greatness, no matter what happens, right? And this is where, as believers, you apply Romans 8:28. All right. All things work for the greater good for those who love God and called according to his purpose, right? And so, as a believer, part of what's going to help you to have more resiliency and grit, believers have more resiliency and grit in every category. All right. When you have foundational scriptures that you can go to and you believe them and you say, all right, God says all things work for the greater good. Jack Canfield would say, inverse paranoid, how is this event actually setting me up for success? So, for instance, I've hit a point where it's not much more I can do in media that I haven't already done. Right. So when I'm doing media, there's a part of me that has become like, is this it? All right. It is like, man, I really want to do. I really want to do more. Right. And so I say, you know what? I'm doing these shows, but why is it, God, that it's not as exciting as it once is? And I always do it. I really enjoy it because I believe in the host and I'm gonna always bring that fire. But God, what are you telling me? Right. And I say, you know what? I think God is taking away my desire to be on everyone else's show. Right. And God is telling me to do my own show. All things work for the greater good. Right. With the delays that are meeting with these different producers and people that can put me in these different positions and give me wise counsel, the delays, okay, God, why are you delaying it? Right. And God is like, get ready. I'm telling you one thing God's told me, he said, get that body ready. Get that body ready, because when you show up, they're gonna look and see what you look like. I want to look like Jason. All right. I want to look like Jason. I'm secure in my manhood, right? I'm secure. I want to look like Arjun. I want to look like, working with the University of Michigan athletes, right? I want to look a certain way. I have to show up, but I also, what God's also done is just made me hungry for it. Before, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of like, yeah, I can take it or leave it. I can do my own show. People have suggested. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do it. Now I want it badly. I want it badly. I want it badly because it's like, what? Getting to these people is hard. I deserve this, right? And every time I see a negative post, I see a podcaster out there saying something crazy and then people believe it. Y'all, Kevin Samuels is part of what's motivating me. May he rest in peace. I was like, I saw the influence that Kevin Samuels had in a negative. What if we had the same format, but put it in a positive way and kept it real, but encourage God's people to be able to date? Ooh, so when I see it and I see how many people he had followers, ooh, that's what makes me go out and do the things, because you can't elevate if you don't get to the people that can open doors. There's only so many doors I can open for myself, right? But one of the things that I had to be in distress about, if I can be totally honest with you, is that I don't like asking for help. I've been very successful doing things on my own. I'm just putting it out there. But God will not allow you to elevate without help, right? With two or more gathered, not one. So I'm reaching up to the people who can open doors, and I am getting rid of any pride and saying, "Yo, how can I do this? I need to be around the best. What is it? What do my coins need to look like?" Jason, I appreciate the support, my brother. What are my coins? Thanks for buying a badge. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. What do I need to do? Right. And so I'm actually saving up money. I'm actually saving up money to finance my own show if that's what they tell me to do. I'm not using my network connections, right? If the network says no, and they might, I'm not preparing for that. All right, bam, I'm just gonna shoot the show and just let them buy it. I'm just gonna let them buy it. Son of Charles, I appreciate you buying the bag. Can y'all get this? Inverse paranoid. So man, you know what? Maybe I broke up with my girlfriend because even though I was in love with her and I thought that she was the one, I need to be single to go ahead and focus on what God had for me and it blow up and lo and behold, a better woman, 2.0, the old woman, without the negative, that's actually who my wife is supposed to be. Maybe I was supposed to have a child by future if I'm Sierra so that I could go through a period of hardship and focus on finding a man who actually wants to be in a committed relationship because Future is very honest about who he is and who he isn't. I'm not disrespecting the brother so that I can find Russell Wilson. Come on now. Come on now. Maybe it's Jay-Z, Inverse Paranoid. Why did my wife make a whole Lemonade album about me cheating on her? Maybe this is exactly what I need. Public accountability, right? To actually go to counseling so that I can work out my issues to be a better husband and father than my own dad was to me. And that's what damaged Jay-Z when his dad walked out the building and now he's not that. And we now see Jay-Z as a phenomenal family man and husband, y'all, and social activist. This is Jay-Z, Jigga Man from the Marcy Project. Maybe he had to go through all of that. Maybe the elevator, whatever happened to that elevator, was what their marriage needed to be so that we can actually look at them or what we believe they represent. Because I don't know anyone's personal business, right? And if I did, I would never say. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Can y'all reframe it? So listen, so if you're able to look at life as an inverse paranoid, which is very much like a believer, and apply that, then you're going to be able to overcome adversity. And the last thing, really quickly, is I need y'all to exercise. I need y'all to exercise. And let me tell you why. Because your capacity to deal with stress increases when you exercise because of the chemicals that it produces. It produces dopamine. Guess what dopamine does? Dopamine is motivation. All right. Guess what serotonin is? It helps you to feel better. Guess what endorphins do? It helps you to feel better. Guess what BDNF is? Y'all can look it up. Brain derived neurotrophic factor. Y'all, I'm dropping these nuggets on you. It helps you to stay sharp in older age to keep your wits about yourself. Right? All these different chemicals that are put in your body when you exercise allows you to have more capacity to deal with stress so that when the storms come, you can stay steady, y'all. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, y'all. I have to jump off and do a 2 o'clock radio spot. Y'all listen to the Willie Moore Jr. show every Wednesday. I'm on it for Relationship Wednesday. So I thank y'all. I'm so excited. And Lord, I decree and declare that you allow you God's people. You told me to teach on this. If people watch the beginning of this video, you didn't even give me the exact things you want me to talk about until 2 minutes in. But I did it anyway. I figured you knew what you were talking about, Lord. And I explained it in the right way. And I said, okay, this distress is because you want me to develop things on the fly to operate in the spirit for your people versus relying on my brain. You want me to rely on the spirit, Lord, and allow them to be able to be inverse paranoids, to be able to be faith, to have crazy faith. And I'm quite quoting Pastor Michael Todd, crazy faith, to be able to do something radical because you want them to watch this to stay in the game because their blessings are coming on the other end of distress, and you want them to develop and demonstrate everything that they declare in Jesus' name. Amen. So I love you guys. I'll see y'all on Friday. We're going to be on fire on 1 o'clock. I appreciate everyone that bought a badge. Take care. And I appreciate y'all listening. Take care and God bless. Be well.